Happy Sunday, everybody. This is going to be the watch list for September, or the week of September 7, 2025. Not too much on the list for this week, swing trading wise. Nothing really caught my attention. I'll probably bring up Microsoft just to talk about it, but didn't really feel like adding it to the list personally. The only one I really have for Carvana is for a weekly setup, this two up inside bar setup. Personally, I probably won't take it to the upside because we have all this sell pressure here. However, if it does trigger, the market's, we just follow what the market tells us. To the short side, let's go over the long side first. As a reminder, for those who are new to the watch list and taking trades from the watch list, definitely paper trade it. If we get a gap up, so let's say if a price opens here, to me, I just completely skip the trade because I want to get in as soon as it breaks the high or the low for the long or short setup. So just keep that in mind. And that goes for the regular daily watch list as well. If it gaps up or down, I leave it alone and look for a TTO or something else. But yeah, uh, to the upside, if you want to lower your risk, if we do trigger to the upside, use just the 50 fib as a good area for a potential stop loss. Looking at its ATR, about 15 bucks a day. It can hit that. This is assuming that we get just a straight bullish day. Although with the way news is set up this week, I'm not really confident in proper moves until CPI comes out, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But if I were to take this, pretty straightforward. Strat wise, our target is going to be all the way up here, even though I doubt it'll hit that this week, personally. We could just use our stop loss as a guide for our targets. So in this case, since our stop loss will be $11.83, can pretty much take profit every time it hits that. So our first target area would be roughly 389.50, a little less, maybe 389.40. And then let's see, let's use this risk reward tool here. Yeah, so 401.15 as a second target, and so on and so forth. Could always just draw a fib from this wick to the entry and use that as targets as it goes in your favor with these fib levels. To the downside, a little similar. Whoops, let me leave that fib on. To the downside, similar concept. Yeah, we do have this big wick from about 2 weeks ago, so just be mindful of that. And then same thing, just use whatever the stop loss is, or I would use whatever the stop loss is and take profit at those points. You can always just fib out this week right here. And now we have some fib targets as it goes in our direction, just to make things a little easier. Pretty much all I really have for the swing trades. Nothing too crazy that stood out to me this week. We do have a 3 bar to the downside on Microsoft. I know some people are looking to take this as a continuation to the downside. We had a nice 3 bar on Friday, nice bearish move, and we closed basically under all of these levels over here. I am anticipating a potential inside bar day tomorrow. So meaning inside bar doesn't break the low or the high. Kind of just going to be chopping a little bit. But if it does, pretty straightforward. If it breaks that low, pretty much can go short. Give or take, use a stop loss halfway between this weekly candle and we could just target some lows here, probably aiming for this low. But again, it is a news week, so I'm going to be a little more cautious, a little more defensive until CPI comes out on Thursday. The United Health trade that I mentioned, I think, what, 2, 3 weeks ago, or actually, I think it was last week, we did trigger up on the that hammer to the upside. It looks like it rejected off this 50 fib. I still am waiting for at least this level to be hit. But again, you could use this fib level if you want to take some off now, what have you, and these other levels here. So still letting this trade play out and seeing if we get another continuation to the upside to see if we can reach this level here. News-wise, nothing too crazy this week, at least for the first 2 days on Monday and Tuesday. So I'm not expecting anything much to happen tomorrow and Tuesday. Probably get some chop until CPI comes out. PPI can move the market, but not as much as CPI, since CPI is due with inflation to a more degree than PPI. So something just to keep in mind. Again, if your setup is there, sure, take it. But I'm mainly going to be a little more defensive and probably use half size until CPI comes out and then see what big money wants to do. Other than that, it's pretty much it for this week. Short and sweet. I will see you guys for the next one. Any questions, let me know in the comments or message me on Discord. As always, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Definitely appreciate every single one of you guys for watching and when you guys leave messages. And I'll see you guys next week.